Hello everyone, hello Mr. Karyadi. Please let me introduce myself first. My name is Albertus Kristiari Palumpun. You can call me Albert. My student number is E1A022232. I'm from Class D, Law Faculty of Universitas Jenderal Sudirman. And today I want to present about International of Criminal Law that was presented by Group 5. So, first of all, is international criminal law. What is international criminal law? International criminal law is a field of international law that seeks to regulate the behavior of states, organizations, and individuals operating across national boundaries in commission of international crimes. Next is Reynhard Sinaga's sexual crimes in Manchester. Described as a monster and a psychopath, Reynhard Sinaga is the most prolific rapist in the British judicial history. The sick predator preyed on lone vulnerable men and exploit Manchester's vibrant student culture to find victims. Stalking the streets in the early hours, he lured drunk men back to his flat Montana house on bustling Princess Street in the city centre. Striking up conversation with men who were lost or had been kicked out of clubs, he would tell them they could use his apartment to charge their phones or call their friends. The intoxicated victims all believed the slight, softly spoken PhD student was not treated, mistaking him for a good Samaritan. But once inside his tiny student flat, Sinaga spiked their drinks with GHB or GBL, rendering them unconscious. And the next one is problem introduction. Serial rapist Reynhard Sinaga is believed to have targeted more than 200 victims, 60 of whom remain unidentified. Police have said Sinaga, described as the Britain's most prolific rapist, was found guilty in January of luring 48 men to his Manchester flat and filming himself sexually assaulting and raping them. Police now believe Sinaga committed sexual offense against 206 men. Sinaga, who was a postgraduate student, would wait for men leaving nightclubs and bars before leading them to his Princess Street flat on the edge of the city center. So move on in perpetrator background. Sinaga, originally from Indonesia, lived in a rented flat just a few moments walk from the factory to 151 nightclub. He continued his postgraduate studies at the University of Manchester. Then he graduated with a master's degree from majoring in urban planning in 2009 and sociology in 2011. So, the next one is how the prey-predator lured the victim. Reynhard is believed to have injected a drug suspected of being gamma hydroxybutyric or GHB, an anesthetic that attacks the nervous system into his victim's body. After injecting the anesthetic, Reynhard began a sexual assault on the unconscious man, often filming his rapes and collecting so-called trophies from them, such as mobile phones. When the victim woke up, many had no memory of what happened. He was caught after one victim awoke as he was being abused and defended himself before reporting the incident. So the last one is the imposition of sanctions. Among the total case, there were 136 charges of rape, with the victim reportedly being raped multiple times. On 11 December 2020, the UK Court of Appeals increased Reynhard's sentence to a minimum of 40 years before being able to apply for an acquittal. So the conclusion from me is Reynhard is a trader of around 200 people, 60 have not been assisted. So he trapped his victims by pouring them like drugs into their drinks because most of them met at bars and didn't inject the drugs under the pretext of offering them a safe place in their apartment. Then, several victims also report that he was raped several times, and finally, Reinhardt was sentenced to 40 years in prison. So, that's all for me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom.